has been a while since I've last vlogged. We've had a lot of things happening, a lot of changes in life, the biggest being that I am 30 weeks pregnant and Brendan and I are expecting a baby girl in September, and we could not be more excited than we are right now. Yeah, I feel like that's just the biggest thing that has happened, and I guess the reason it's been so long since I've vlogged. I've been pretty sick this pregnancy, and I feel like just now I'm starting to get over being sick, and now I'm just tired more often than normal, and things take a little more energy. But I'm not feeling sick anymore, so that is a huge blessing, and I figured I would take the camera out and just take y'all along this week. Today I'm having my sister come over for coffee this morning, and we're gonna hang out, and then Brendan's parents are coming for dinner, so I have to make a grocery run this morning and get a few things for those activities. And yeah, I figured why not take the camera out, y'all can come with, and we can spend the week together. I have so much more to update you on that'll just kind of come as it comes, I guess, in the vlog. I've been doing a lot of crafting and things like that, which has been so fun, especially knowing that I'm having a girl. I've been making a lot of things for her, like little toys and just things for her nursery, so I will give you a haul of all of that stuff that I've done. But I'm gonna go ahead, go to the store so I can get the few things that I need. I'm not doing a full grocery shop because I have no idea what meals I'm gonna do this week. I haven't thought that far ahead, so I'm just gonna get what we need for today. I'm excited to update you all on all the many things that have been happening over the last few months, and we're gonna head to the store, and I will see you when I get back. I'm back home from the store. I got the few things I need for today. I'm gonna make some blueberry muffins for when my sister comes. She'll be coming kind of soon, so I have to hurry up and get these in the oven. The house is a mess, so that also has to be cleaned. I'm gonna try to do as much as I can before Cassidy gets here, and then whatever I don't get done before she gets here, I'll just have to do once she leaves. But the floors have been getting so dirty because Brendan and I got a pool put in. It's just an above ground pool, but we got a pool put in, and they dug out some of the yard, so this whole section of the yard is just dirt, with the dogs going outside and coming back inside constantly throughout the day. The floors get very dirty, so getting in a routine of cleaning them like every other day or when they get pretty bad, depending on what we have going on, because we're probably going to be going in the pool today, and then when Brendan's parents come over, we're going to be in the pool. I'm not super concerned with the floors because I know they're just going to be a disaster tonight either way. But they're pretty bad, so I'm gonna try to do that today, and then just picking up, the kitchen needs to be picked up, things like that. I also figured now would be a good time to just chat and do little life updates and what I've been up to for the last, how many months? Like 7? I mentioned that I've been doing a lot of different hobbies, mainly because with being so sick the first trimester and then still not feeling good in the second, and just now kind of starting to feel better. But now it's so hot outside because we live in Florida, so the heat is no joke, especially in pregnancy. I open the door and immediately just get sick if it's too hot outside. So I haven't been outside very much or doing a lot out and about. So I've been doing a lot at home and a lot of different hobbies, and I think what's making it so fun is just the fact that I'm having a girl and I get to make her little toys and little dresses and things for dolls. So I've been doing that, working on sewing. I learned how to crochet. I learned how to do needle felting, and I worked on some embroidery, and I think that's it. I've made her a few things already that I'm really excited about, and it was just so fun to complete a project and give me something to do during the day that didn't take a lot of energy, but was easy that I could do inside. So I feel like I've accomplished kind of a lot. So I will give you guys a haul, I guess, of everything that I've made for her so far. At some point in this video. Something else that we've done in this time is we did go on a little Babymoon, a little last vacation, just the two of us. We went to Maine a month ago, 2 months ago. I have no idea. But we went to Maine, and it was so much fun. The weather was perfect because it wasn't too hot. It was nice and cool, and we had one rainy day, but we were still able to get out and do stuff. did some hiking and just really enjoyed our trip there. I have some footage of it, not really enough to do a whole video on it because I also just didn't talk at all. So I have some videos of it that I'll probably include in this video at some point, but we went to Maine. It was probably our favorite trip yet that we've done, just because the weather was perfect. It was so fun being up north, and Maine is so beautiful. You have the coast, you have like the northern woods. It was so much fun. And we went to both Acadia State Park or Acadia National Park and Baxter State Park while we were there. So that was a lot of fun. We definitely did everything that we could think of to do in Maine in such a short amount of time, it felt like. It's somewhere we definitely want to go back to at some point, but we also have other trips on the bucket list to be done as well. Another project or hobby that I've been working on lately has been the garden. I don't think I've vlogged at all, like any aspect of the garden before I stopped vlogging for that while. But Brendan built me some garden boxes and I filled them up this year. I have a box of flowers, and then in one of the boxes we have peppers and tomatoes, and in the other one I have cucumbers and beans. The beans I feel like are something that I won't do again, not because they didn't produce well, but because we didn't use them. I feel like they kind of just were a waste of space and not something we ate a lot of. I like green beans, but Brendan doesn't. So they just really didn't get eaten. The cucumbers are doing very well. Definitely been eating the cucumbers, and I'm trying to find a good pickle recipe because I know that I'm gonna have more cucumbers than I will just be able to eat. So I want to can some of them as make cucumbers and can them so that I can save them up for, I guess, kind of the rest of the off season of gardening. If you follow my Instagram, I have been posting some garden updates on there. I haven't been posting a lot on there, but I posted some garden updates. And we've gotten quite a bit of cucumbers so far already. Flowers are doing great. I guess not so much anymore. It's starting to get way too hot for the garden in Florida. And I did plant it a little late in the season, in Florida's growing season, because I am in zone 9B. So I planted a little late this year. So my flowers are starting to die off. And my sunflowers, I don't think they will at all come to maturity. They have kind of reached their limit in the heat. And then I guess I have not been good about watering the garden, and the tomatoes need a lot of water, and then just Florida heat in general lose a lot of water. So I need to get better about watering the garden daily or twice a day. In Florida, I feel like it's better to water twice a day in like the morning and the evening little bits than watering a big chunk, just because the soil is so sandy, it doesn't really retain a lot of that moisture. If you water twice a day, your plants can drink it up better and they can get more water from that, you know, does that make sense? But I need to get better about watering the garden, but it's still doing pretty good. I'm kind of on the decline, I feel like, so I'm hoping that my tomatoes come to maturity, because there's a lot of them on there. They just aren't yet ready to be harvested. So I'm hoping it works out, especially because tomatoes, I'm the most excited for those because we like to do a lot of red sauce, and then we've kind of been getting into making pizzas. So if I have a good harvest of tomatoes, I can can those and have just red sauce on hand whenever I need it, versus spending the 2-3 hours making it. So that would be really nice if we could get a good harvest of tomatoes. But I guess season is kind of just figuring it out, because I've done flowers before but never done any produce. So the vegetables are definitely new for me. And being in Florida, I feel like it's just different. Like growing up in the Midwest, your growing season is way different than trying to garden in Florida. And there's a lot more, like, it's just different. There's different pests in Florida, different things to watch out for. So I'm learning, but I think the garden's doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And again, we'll go out there. I'll show y'all the garden at some point, but that's also something that we've been up to lately. Just getting ready to go hang out with my sister. We're gonna go take some pictures of the beach tonight, but I came out to check on my garden, and I figured now is as good a time as any to give y'all like a garden tour of what it's looking like. I think I've mentioned it before, but everything is kind of starting to, I don't want to say die, because it's not, but the heat and the sun are really starting to get to a lot of the plants. So I should have planted things earlier, but now I know that, and I'm just gonna show y'all what we've got. These here on this side of the trellis are cucumbers. I've had such a good harvest with cucumbers this year. It's crazy. I don't remember what variety anything is, so bear with me on that. And I can like add it on the screen or whatever. But we've got cucumbers here. It looks like I honestly should harvest them probably today, but I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. But there's lots of cucumbers growing. These on this side are the beans. Those are probably doing the worst out of everything. I kind of just let them go because we didn't really use them. So yeah, the beans are not doing too hot, but it's just, you know, you live and learn. So that'll just won't be something that I plant again next year. And then down here we have tomatoes, which you can clearly see here. They're doing very well right now. I just hope that they get to like maturity before the plants die, because I know the sun and everything, the sun and the heat are not good for the tomatoes. So I hope that we get a tomato harvest, a good tomato harvest, before they just can't make it in the Florida summer anymore. Next to the tomatoes are peppers. There's supposed to be 4, I got 3 to grow from seed. I had 1 jalapeno, 1 bell pepper, and then 1 that I didn't make it long enough for me to know what it is exactly, but it's one of those 2. But Dixie kept getting into the garden and she ripped out 2 of my pepper plants. So now I'm down to 1. It is a bell pepper plant. And that, I think I have a pepper from it already. It's doing pretty good. I could probably harvest maybe another 1 or 2 tomorrow. And so that's good. I haven't tried it yet because I just harvested it recently, but the peppers are doing pretty good. I would love to have had jalapenos and maybe like another pepper plant, but live and learn, you know? Now we got this whole setup over here of cinder blocks and everything else so the dogs can't get under the fence. But the peppers are doing good. Next to, oh, we already did tomatoes. And then the back corner is the flower bed. That is doing the worst in the summer heat currently. It's just getting way too hot for them and the sun is beating down on them way too hard. So they are losing their color. They're all kind of dying off. I need to go through and like just trim everything down in that flower bed so that it's not so ugly. But the flowers did pretty good this year. I'd say out of everything, I was the least like worried about them, I guess, because I'd done them before, but then also I wasn't very focused on them just because I'm more excited for the produce and to do canning and all that kind of thing, all that kind of stuff with the produce. So the flowers were kind of on a back burner this year. They did produce well. I got quite a few flowers out of them. That is all, I guess, that we have 3 garden beds, which I feel like we used pretty well. I want to get better at companion planting because I know that'll help, especially with bugs, pests, all that kind of thing, all that kind of stuff in Florida. So I want to get better at companion planting and then just making sure that my soil stays nutrient dense. I don't know. Just making sure that I'm keeping nutrients in the soil. So there's lots of things I've been doing, I can do for that, and I've been doing a lot of research on that. So that's kind of what I'm working on learning now, is just how to take care of the soil in the off season. But that is where we're at. Last night we went to the beach to take pictures and ended up seeing from distance that they were doing some sort of release. We figured it would be a sea turtle release, and it was. They were releasing baby loggerhead sea turtles, and we ended up seeing a couple that they said they weren't quite strong enough to release them, so they didn't get released, but we did see them. And then this morning and kind of throughout today, I had my grandma and sister over for brunch, so I prepped food for that. And we enjoyed watching a movie together and just eating some food together. So that is what I've been up to up till this point today. Brendan will be home soon and we're gonna have dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog here. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be vlogging more often. So let me know if there's anything you wanna see, any updates, any sort of anything, I guess. But I will see y'all next week.